Good evening, everyone. Hello. It's a very active evening. Getting all these messages and emails and calendar notifications. How strange. How's everybody doing? Left Empty, Crade, MP83, Dana, Reg, 10 Elements, Chubo, Zimmy, Boot Blacking, Loyo, DNA. Welcome, everybody. Drawing. You don't want any of my drawings. My drawings aren't that good. Let's go straight to Doodad time, though. We gotta look at something else, Redemption, right off the bat. Right off the bat. I want my little anti-slip pad here, which is just a microfiber cloth. Nice, MP. Time for a new one. Isn't that how it's designed? So, we gotta look at something else. It's Doodad time. Waggle this thing around. There we go. That's a reasonable place to have a camera. So we got this. This is one of my favorite times in an era of video, which was the era of cheap DVDs. We got First Spaceship on Venus and Voyage to the Prehistoric Planet. 2 films on 1 DVD. Now, this was because, DVDs were cheap to manufacture, and eBay syndrome hadn't kicked in with rights holders yet. So everybody assumed, hey, nobody gives a shit about these movies. Sell them for, $5 a piece or less. Fabulous. Hell yeah, 25 months. Maybe for 25 months.
Ekin yeah, bro.
Ekin yeah, bro. Yeah, so First Spaceship on Venus, Voyage to the Prehistoric Planet, 2 films on 1 DVD. This was I want to say this was might have even been $5, $2.50. We've got the 2 movies, 2 full-length feature films, fully restored and enhanced digital masters, chapters, direct scene access, go straight to your favorite scenes. Original graphics, interactive menus, and biography. So we got an 80-minute film and a 78-minute film here. And, 1959 and 1965. Yes! Yes!
Subtember IPE. Subtember IPE. Rakatak, 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 raka, raka, rakatak.
MP83, thank you for the tier 1 sub for 5 months. That's the real rare alert. That's the rare alert. I love it. Wonderful. There's gonna be another rare alert that I gotta throw in there. But yeah, that one actually is pretty rare. So yeah, let's see what we got here. We got first spaceship on Venus. A mysterious magnetic spool found during a construction project is discovered to have originated from Venus. A rocket expedition is launched to discover the origin of the spool and the race that created it. If you are a sci-fi fan, this is one movie you will not want to miss. And then Voyage to the Prehistoric Planet. In the year 2020, cosmonaut Marsha Faith Domergue orbits the planet Venus while two astronauts and a robot journey on the surface. Professor Hartman, Basil Rathbone, is also on hand to observe the exploration from a distance. The explorers are attacked by prehistoric beasts and then nearly lose their lives in a volcanic eruption that engulfs the planet. With executive producer Roger Corman, this is a must-see. So, and yeah, it's basically just, there's nothing inside except the star power DVD with the two movies on it. And there's like, this was during a period of time where like home video was a novelty. And they had not yet decided that like they ought to squeeze every penny they could out of aging properties, or decided that like, you know what? Rather than aim to get 4 sales at $5, why don't we aim for 1 sale at $20? That's going to work out better for us. And so over time, the same kind of thing happened to DVDs and home media that's happening now with streaming, right? It used to be you sign up for Amazon Prime, you get like 2,000 movies of similar quality on Prime streaming, and you could just watch them whenever. Then people realized, they're like, hey, we could be charging more for this. So now if you wanted to get the same 2,000 movies you could get like 6 years ago, now you have to pay probably $700 per month in individual rights holder streaming packages, and you need to have Prime. So it's a little shitty now, because you can't be like, you know what, I'm gonna go on there and
I can hear strange music. It's really
MP. Thank you for the gift sub to Crack
I
Smoking
feel
Warlock.
I'm in a strange world.
Crack Smoking Warlock, please enjoy all of the wonderful emotes you can now use. Wait, not that one. That's a tier 2. And the normal rabbit, the best of them. Why do I have 2 Vision 4s open? I don't need 2 of those open. Yep. Not exactly, Reg. CDs were always expensive, relatively. They just kept up with inflation where, like, games did not. But there was no... I don't recall there ever being a huge spike in the cost of CDs. Music streaming, on the other hand, is going through a similar thing because when people didn't respect streaming services, a lot of publishers gave away rights to streaming for a lot of albums and stuff for very cheap. And then when those agreements ran up, they're like, wait. Streaming is a big source of money. We want more of that money. So then, like, you see people like Metal Blast and a bunch of others just pull their entire catalogs out of like Spotify and every other place where you can stream music as part of a subscription plan. So they're just not there anymore. So very slowly over time, piracy becomes a better option for the consumer than actually paying for anything, because you you don't get the kind of deal you used to. And when it goes from like, when it very suddenly goes from like, oh, hey, spend $9 a month, $8 a month to get access to this huge variety of content, to like, hey, we're raising our price. It's going to be 50% more, and you're only getting like 25% of the content. So you're paying 50% more for a quarter of the stuff you got last year. And like, if it slowly changed over time, then it would be less jarring. But it happens so quickly, and like, because it's these like big blocks of agreements that services set up before they became popular. But everybody wants money, and most of it's money for stuff that nobody involved in creating the original works actually gets anymore. So anyway, we're going to be doing some Nintendo stuff. For anyone who's new to this, we've got this, the Nintendo Game Keeper. There's a little booklet that came in Nintendo Power. You got the little Nintendo Power logo on there. Back in about 1990. And the purpose of this book was likely to upsell you on a bunch of games. But the way they did it, I think, was really cool and kind of fun. Because you've got these games, you've got the milestones of the games. And you're invited to rate them on a number of different values. So, graphics, challenge, fun, and play control. And then, presumably they meant this as a legend. As a legend. That 1 was lame and 5 was awesome. But it sounds like personal game rating. Circle 1, lame or awesome. Right? Lame or awesome. And so we got 10 games in here. We got Batman, which we completed back towards the end of August. We got Dragon Warrior that we're currently working on. There's Faxanadu here. Mega Man 2. We got Ninja Gaiden 2, Super Mario 2. That's what it says, man. That's what it says. Can't argue with the book. We got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Super Mario Bros. 3, Tetris, and Zelda 2. So kind of a mix of games, mostly action, one puzzle, a couple of adventure games, as they were called at the time, and then one RPG. And then 10-year-old me added Final Fantasy because I really wanted to play and finish Final Fantasy. I never did finish Final Fantasy, but I did very much like it. I thought it was awesome. Everything except the challenge was quite high. I did not think Final Fantasy was very challenging up until beating Carrie, apparently. So yeah, so that's what it is. We're currently playing through Dragon Warrior on the NES. Gotta make sure I get